Okay, so here's a bunch of tried and true exercises that are definitely going to make you better, and they're all what's called lip slurs. So lip slurs are when we slur between two different notes that have the same vowel combination or fingering. And all the work has to be coordinated with the wind and the embouchure in the lips in such a way that the notes are smooth and completely connected. Let's look at this first example. You'll notice it's a note that goes down a note and then down to another note an octave away. And every slur can be performed, as I said, with one fingering. So the first one will be open, then second, and then we'll move to first. The next one will move to 1 and 2 or 3. Then the next one will move to 3 and 2. Then to 1 and 3 or fourth valve, and then to all 3 or 2 and 4. A couple tips after we tried it one time. Let's go ahead and get after it once. So here they are. Here's the open notes, F's or B flats and F's. 1, 2, 3. Second valve. First valve. One and two or third valve. Two and three. One and three. All three. Okay, a couple tips before we try this one again. Obviously, with any kind of slur, you got to think thick, full wind the whole time. So if we got 6 beats of slurs, we got to blow 6 beats of air. We got to have that wind constantly. Constant wind, constant buzz, constant sound. I'll say it 1,000 times. And then the other thing too, on these descending slurs, make sure that you're pulling the pitch down as you go down, and you're just kind of dropping your jaw, getting a little more open, a little more space every note, and listening for that sweet spot of every note, the perfect embouchure for every note. And you can really check this is if you put your left hand like underneath your jaw, kind of where your chin right here is, and feel that moving down as you perform the slur. Really feel the chin move that finger down as you go down these. That'll help the kind of body mapping to make sure that you're really doing it. You're not just thinking that you're doing it, okay? And then the last thing is that pyramid of sound. We want the higher notes to be quieter than the lower notes, and the lower notes are the loudest and the most full, which means you may have to hold back on the high notes a little bit, which takes a little more technique, a little softer of a touch, and a little more breath control as you crescendo down to those low notes. Let's do that first one again and thinking about all those things. But this time, what I want to do is I want to bend the notes down as we go down. Listen to this. Did you hear that? Ba. I'm bending that note down, just moving the jaw down and opening the lips a little at a time. Just that mechanism connected to the jaw, dropping. Let's bend those notes down this time. 1, 2, 3, open. Second valve. First valve. One and two or third valve. Two and three. One and three. more quick note before we move on to the next exercise. You may have noticed that we played that standard F on that second to last sequence with 1 and 3 instead of open. This is known as an alternate fingering. You'll see a lot of these alternate fingerings or optional fingerings in these lip slur exercises as we overlap previous lip slurs as we build our range a little at a time. The other thing to think about too in these is don't think so much. There's not a lot to think about in terms of the fingers. Be very free with your wind and your lips and relaxed, and these things will come a little easier. And don't hold back on the volume. Take a big full breath, full wind all the time. That will help your lips gain the coordination with that consistent amount of wind, okay? Let's look at this next exercise. It doesn't go down as far. We just go down to the 2 and 3 combination. So open 2, 1, 1, 2, or 3, and then 2 and 3. This one sounds like this. So these are interesting because they move back up. And I find on the ones that do this, especially in this range that doesn't get too far below the staff, the best way to practice these is to get a keyboard or a friend that plays with you and take turns, one playing and one buzzing. Or if you're by yourself, just watch me play it on the video and buzz along, or do what I'm about to do and play them on the keyboard. Now, another side note, this is like the secret of all of this buzzing lip slurs business. Remember how we bent the note down on the last exercise? Well, let's bend them down and back up. So for instance, that first lip slur that sounds like this, the notes won't change so suddenly, but we're going to glide between them, kind of like a trombone slide like this. This constant kind of motion. Let's do all of these on that glissando with the buzz together. No, not too slow. 1, 2, 3. These will really suck the wind out of you, help to train the wind, all good things. Let's plug it back in and see how much better we've got, how much more free the slur is. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Second. First. Third or 1 and 2. 2 and 3. That's a really good one to start developing that ease of lip slur. Once you get that glissando thing down and really practice it, you'll notice that you'll be able to glide smoothly between these notes much easier with a much higher rate of efficiency and control. So let's look at this next exercise. This next one is a little tricky in the fact that we have to go one note higher and it's a little longer. Notice that we start on the combination that we finished the last one with, even the same note, that 2 and 3 G flat. So those first two measures, you have G flat, D flat, G flat, B flat, G flat, D flat, G flat. And notice on that second line B flat that we normally play open, we're going to play that with a 2 and 3 because all those are going to be 2 and 3. So that'll be an alternate fingering, another alternate fingering. Let's perform this one together one time and then practice it gliding with the keyboard reference on the mouthpiece. Here it is played. 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, or 3. 1. 2. 1. Open. 1, 2. 2 and 3. It's a little longer. Take your time, get a good full breath before every sequence. Let's practice this one on the keyboard using the mouthpiece glissando. Remember, gliding. So, like this. So you really want to keep the wind. You won't make it through the end of it like I just did. And let's keep the tempo up and just let the notes freely glide. The lips are always moving. Think about that. 1, 2, 3. Next one. Back down. You should feel lightheaded when you get done doing a sequence of these. They'll really wear you out if you're trying your best and you're gliding and keeping the wind on between all the notes. Let's put it back in the horn and try it again. Here it is again. 1, 2, 3. I felt much more energized and much more free and connected that time after I got doing the buzzing. You'll find that's a common experience that can't be discounted. You have to practice that buzzing at least or not more than you do the actual slur to get the real benefit and to get good fast and remember how it goes. Let's look at this next lip slur. So we're going to start with 2 and 3 on the same note, but this time we're going to go up a couple notes. So notice that B flat, it goes up 2, it's not open, it's going to be 2 and 3. And that D flat above that we normally see as second valve, well, that's going to also be 2 and 3. So once again, all these slurs have a 1 valve combination per slur. Let's listen to lip slur number 4 here and get a good feel for it. Here it goes. 1, 2, 3. let's remember, get a good breath every buzz. You'll run out of air faster buzzing than you will playing. And let's also remember to glissando between the notes. So that first one was going to sound much like this. Oh, one note. Here we go. Like this. See how smooth that is? It's like I'm just touching the notes, passing through. Let's try it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Next one. Next. Next. Back down. Let's put it back in. See how much better we've gotten. Here we go, 2 and 3. Off the G flat. 1, 2, 3. As you get better and more connected with the wind and the buzz on these, especially after you do the buzzing exercises, you may find that the lips want to move a little faster than you're counting yourself off or trying. And that's normal. That's good. That means your execution and your technique is getting more efficient and better and better. Allow yourself to kind of smoothly glide and kind of feel like you're running downhill as you do these. That's how these lip slurs are going to get faster and faster. Don't be so rigid with the metronome at first, but just be more buzzy and practice more buzzing and just allow yourself to play faster than you think you should. And what will happen is eventually these slurs will just be connected on one glide of wind, up and down, and you won't even think about the different notes, but you'll just feel like the contour and the lips passing through them, and they'll eventually get very fast. You'll scare yourself how fast you'll get good if you do that. Okay, let's look at lip slur number 5. So lip slur number 5 goes up to this dreaded 7th partial. So this top note in this one's going to sound kind of wonky, a little out, maybe a little flatter than you think the pitch is, but just trust it. Let's play these. Here we go. Just listen to it once. 1, 2, 3. Let's do that with the buzz. Now, we'll go ahead and play with the keyboard, and then all the notes will be in tune, so that 7th partial won't be flat. So that first one is going to sound something like that, okay? Let's get in this and do our best here. 1, 2, 3. The next one. No, it's all right. B flat, I'm sorry. See that one again. Back down to A. A flat. Okay. Let's try it again with a horn. Allow yourself just to kind of float through the notes. If they're a little faster, that's good. 2 and 3. Listen to how much easier that was for me after doing the buzzing. I can't stress enough. You do this buzzing with the gliding in between the notes, and you're going to get good so fast at these lip slurs. And I'm sure another lesson that you can learn from this too. We all hear this from our directors, right? Or conductors. You need to practice more at home than you do with us rehearsing together as a band. And when you start practicing these things like this buzzing and these exercises with the straw on sets or the breathing tube, right? You get good really fast and you realize the error of your ways very quickly, and you're able to recover those results into the tube and transfer them almost immediately. But we can't be like buzzing in the middle of rehearsal or distracting people by getting out a breathing tube. Well, maybe we can. Maybe only the timpani player will see you if you're lucky. But seriously, that's why you've got to practice twice as much at home every day as you do in rehearsal to really feel good about your job. Because at home is the only time you're going to really have time to build these habits, to get the connected buzz with that connected wind, to get these slurs absolutely smooth. So that's the real lesson here, I think, is that you got to practice at home until these things are just second nature in your technique, so you can depend on them when you're in a rehearsal. And also get to rehearsal as early as you can. Get that tuba out, do these fundamentals, or you're just going to waste your time and bring your band down. You'll bring yourself down if you're not warmed up, because you'll be stuck in a 45, 50-minute rehearsal or longer with bad chops. You can't do that, right? That's why we warm up, and that's on you. You got to own up to that. Be your own best warm-up. Only you can truly know what you got to work on. Don't let some director push you around. Be prepared before they step on the podium. Okay, let's do lip slur number 6. So now we're going to pass through the 7th partial all the way up to the 8th partial. So these examples will encompass an octave. Here's how they sound. Now, when we buzz these, I'm going to do a different strategy. Instead of playing every single note within that octave, what I want to do is I just want to hold the octave and us buzz the low one up to the high one and then back down like this. Just Just an octave gliss, up and back down. Let's do them. Okay, let's put it back in the horn and see what results we get. Here we go, 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3. Do that one again. You just can't practice this one enough. This one really is the game changer for a lot of players. Really, this is where they really start to find that upper range and that accessibility and that connection in their slurs and their lip slurs. You can't do this one enough. That octave glissando will do wonders for your range. Absolute wonders for your range. Okay, let's look now at lip slur number 7. So it's a lot like number 6, but we've kind of chopped out a note. That 7th partial note is gone now. So all that's left is a major arpeggio. And what a major arpeggio is, it's the 1, 3, and the 5. In this case, the octave, the 8, out of a major scale. So G flat, we have. So get that in your ear. Let's play that. And let's practice kind of stepping around that 7th partial. Here it is. 1, 2, 3. A mistake in there happened. I just let off that wind a little bit. Got to keep the wind between the notes. Let's practice this one with the keyboard and put it back in. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right, put it back in. See the improvement. I'll keep my foot on the gas this time. so the wind stays connected. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. That felt 10 times easier. It's crazy how far that buzzing can take you, okay? Now, this last exercise is quite difficult. And it goes through all 7 fingering combinations of fingers. So what we're going to do is look at this first 2 measures. It looks like the first 5 notes of an E major scale. But really that 4th note, that A, is going to be a little high. It'll be like an A sharp, but not quite. We could call it an A sharp roll. I don't know, like A natural and A sharp together. It's and that 4th note of all these in this example is going to sound kind of weird, okay? But that's the kind of what you want to get in your ear. Now, we'll play this entire first 2 measures with 1, 2, and 3. And then the next, starting on the F, with 1 and 3, then 2, 3, 1 and 2, 1, 2, and then open will be on that high B flat going all the way up to the high F and 12th partial. Before we even play this one and set ourselves up for failure, let's set ourselves up for success. So what I want to do is I'm going to find those notes that we need, and we're going to buzz the glissando between them. Then the next set. I'm going to do that one again because I let off the gas. There we go. Watch the pressure, don't press. Feel the support all the way down to the abdominals. Let's do that one again for more connection. There it is. Let's do that one again. There we go. Let's find our first note, E, alternate finger with 1, 2, and 3. All right, here we go. Try that one again. There we go, first and third. Second and third. 1 and 2. A little sloppy. Here's 1. 2. Whew. Getting tough, and then up to high F, open. Those are really hard, but I can't stress this enough. If you want really good, even like characteristic, like high B flat, maybe a note above that high C, you really need to be able to kind of at least squeak out an F. If you want that high F, that 12th partial to be clean, you may need to go ahead and work and keep adding notes to that. Maybe play a whole octave of a scale with 1 and 3. The more cushion that you have at the top of your range, the easier it is to control everything below it. That's why you always want to play higher than you need to and lower than you need to. That way all that stuff becomes more comfortable. that you really need. Okay? So there it is. Lip slurs, lip slurs, lip slurs. The biggest secrets in review, going down to the low notes, you really want to pull the jaw down. So list those, that first lip slur down. Make sure you can use your left hand to feel your jaw move as you open up and go lower. And then the other lip slurs, the big idea was doing the buzzing and using your ear and just gliding and touching all those notes as you go in between, back and forth between all the lip slur notes. And keep your foot on the gas pedal. Don't let off the wind. It's your friend. Your lips are never going to figure it out unless there's connected wind blowing into every note. Good luck. It may take you a year or two to be able to play all these lip slurs, but they're worth it. They're absolute fundamentals. They'll never stop making you better.